In the summer of 1942, the German army reached the Volga, convinced that the Soviet Union would finally collapse before winter. Hitler ordered his troops to seize Stalingrad, a city whose name alone challenged his power and pride. The Luftwaffe bombed for days without mercy, turning neighborhoods, factories, and schools into smoking ruins. Tens of thousands of civilians died in the first week, yet the survivors refused to abandon their city. When the German infantry entered the outskirts, they found a ghost city waiting for them with rifles and grenades. The Red Army received a single order from Stalin himself: not one step back. Defend every street. Soldiers fought inside factories, stairwells, and sewers where every meter cost dozens of lives. German tanks advanced slowly, crushed under sniper fire and hidden mines in the rubble. The famous sniper Vasily Zaitsev hunted silently, teaching others that patience could defeat steel. The Germans called it the War of Rats, as battles raged from basements to rooftops without rest. Supplies ran out, but the Soviet defenders crossed the frozen Volga at night under constant artillery fire. Winter closed its iron fist over the front, freezing weapons and men alike. Entire divisions vanished in the snow, swallowed by blizzards and hunger. Then, in November 1942, the Red Army struck back with a massive counter-offensive. Operation Uranus encircled the German 6th Army, trapping more than 200,000 men. The hunters had become the hunted, isolated, without food, ammunition, or hope. Hitler forbade surrender. Stalingrad must be held to the last bullet, to the last breath. Inside the ruins, frostbitten soldiers burned books and furniture to survive the cold. By January 1943, starvation ruled the pocket. The once proud Wehrmacht was reduced to skeletons. On February 2nd, General Paulus surrendered. Stalingrad had not fallen, and history changed forever. The radio transmission from Paulus confirmed the unthinkable. The invincible army of Hitler had been defeated. Across Europe, silence fell. For the first time, Nazi Germany had lost an entire army. In the ruins, the Soviets counted the cost. Hundreds of thousands dead. Entire districts erased from existence. Bodies lay frozen in the streets, their faces locked in expressions of defiance and fear. The city was unrecognizable. Only smoke, twisted steel, and snow remained. Civilians emerged from basements like ghosts, searching for loved ones beneath the rubble. Soldiers shared their last crumbs with starving children. Enemies no longer existed, only survivors. News of the victory reached Moscow, and for the first time, hope returned to the Soviet people. Stalin declared that Stalingrad had broken the back of the fascist beast. In Berlin, Hitler raged in disbelief, refusing to accept the defeat. The myth of German invincibility was shattered forever among the ruins of the Volga. From that moment, the tide of war began to turn against the Reich. The Red Army advanced westward, step by step, fueled by vengeance and sacrifice. German prisoners marched through the snow, silent columns of defeat stretching to the horizon. Few of them would ever see their homeland again. The ruins of Stalingrad became a graveyard and a monument at the same time. Mothers carved the names of their sons on pieces of broken walls. The Volga carried ashes, letters, and tears toward the endless plains. The city that refused to die became a symbol for all who fought tyranny. Stalingrad was no longer just a place. It was courage made stone. Reconstruction began, even as smoke still rose from the ruins. Engineers built with bare hands, women hauled bricks where machines no longer existed. Children played among burned tanks, unaware they were walking over history. The name Stalingrad spread across the world, a cry of endurance, a warning, a legend. Writers, soldiers, and poets swore that the spirit of the city would never fade. The battle changed not only the war, it changed humanity's understanding of endurance. More than 2 million lives were lost in those frozen streets. No victory in history had ever cost so much, or meant so much. The ruins became sacred ground, a testament written in blood and ice. Survivors spoke of hunger, fear, and fire, but also of unity and defiance. Every brick of the rebuilt city carried the memory of those who fell. Years later, the name changed to Volgograd, but the soul of Stalingrad remained. Veterans returned in silence, placing flowers where their comrades had died. The eternal flame was lit so that no one would forget the price of freedom. Stalingrad became a lesson for all generations that courage can outlast destruction. Even today, the wind over the Volga seems to whisper their names. The ruins have turned to monuments and the silence into remembrance. In every war since, soldiers remember Stalingrad before marching into battle. The city that never fell remains the beating heart of defiance. Stalingrad, not a victory of weapons, but of will.